Hello everyone, this is Crime Alley Comics. Thank you for joining me for episode 35 of the Comic Book Artist Spotlight. Tonight's Spotlight is going to be on Bob Layton. So, I don't have a lot of books that Bob Layton did the covers on, but I do have several pictures to show you. And then at the end, I'll show you the books that I have. He did some work for DC, but what I have was from my Marvel collections. So anyway, we'll get started on Bob Layton. He is an American comic book artist, writer, and editor. He is best known for his work on Marvel Comics titles such as Iron Man and Hercules, and for co-founding Valiant Comics with Jim Shooter. Bob Layton was born on September 25th of 1953. He learned to read comics from the age of 4, explaining that his older sister, Sue, became bored with reading the same comic to me about 50 times. It was a showcase featuring the challengers of the unknown. After leaving high school, Layton began playing comics dealer, selling them out of his apartment in Indianapolis, through which he met Roger Stern in 1973, while the later was working for a radio station in Indianapolis. Layton and Stern began publishing a fanzine called CPL, which is Contemporary Pictorial Literature, out of Layton's apartment. Stern recalls that CPL started out as Bob's sale catalog. Bob was drawing the covers and including little reviews written by some of his customers. By issue number 5, it turned into a small zine with a catalog insert, and I started writing short articles for it. I eventually became an editor of sorts. CPL rapidly became a popular fan publication and led to the two forming an alliance with Charlton Comics to produce and publish the now famous Charlton Bullseye magazine. During the mid-70s, both Marvel and DC were publishing in-house fan publications, which was FOOM, and The Amazing World of DC Comics, respectively. And Charlton wished to make inroads into the superhero market, as well as establish a fan presence, leading to the alliance with CPL to produce the Charlton Bullseye. This led to Charlton giving Layton and Stern access to unpublished material from their vaults by the likes of Steve Ditko, Jeff Jones, and a host of others. This association with Charlton and Bill Pearson, which was the product manager, in turn led to Layton becoming acquainted with the legendary Wally Wood, with whom he apprenticed. This apprenticeship led to work for Charlton on anthology titles, but not working from the Charlton offices, Marvel Comics and DC Comics, while still publishing fanzines. Layton's first, albeit uncredited work for Marvel Comics was inking a single page in the Marvel UK title The Avengers and the Savage Sword of Conan, number 135, which was produced in April 17th of 1976. Part of Layton's role as Wally Wood's apprentice included him occasionally delivering artwork to New York City from Connecticut. Layton recalled later, "One day I was in the Marvel offices handing in Woody's pages to the production department, so I used the opportunity to show my samples around while I had my foot in the door. When I passed the art director's office, I heard John Romita on the phone, frantically trying to find someone to ink a desperately late issue of Iron Man by George Tuska. Like an idiot, I stuck my head in his doorway and said I could get the job done in the 4 or 5 days that was left on the schedule. It was an utter fabrication, but I really wanted to work for Marvel Comics. Johnny gave me the pages and said, "Show me what you can do, kiddo." Layton's reaction was one of panic, and his search for help to meet the deadline led him to Dick Giordano and Neil Adams, continuity associates, where his fledgling contemporaries, the Krusty Bunkers, Terry Austin, Bob, I think it's Wyack, Joe Rubenstein, Bob McLeod, or MacLeod, however that's pronounced, and Joe Brozwinski, Carl Potts, and a host of others were able to lend a hand and help him finish the book. A month later, Layton received a package containing an entire issue of pencils on the Champions and discovered that he was the new regular inker on the book. He worked for Marvel for about a year, then signed an exclusive 1-year contract with DC after they made me an offer I couldn't refuse. Layton began work for DC Comics in early 1977, taking up regular inking duties on All-Star Comics, as well as inking multiple issues of Secret Society of Supervillains, DC Superstars, and DC Special, among others. In November and December of 1977, he inked the first issue of Dave Michelini's Star Hunters, and after a number of other short inking jobs, moved back to Marvel in 1978 to ultimately take up one of his best remembered roles. In 1978, Layton reunited with Michelini to co-write Iron Man. The two would become regular creative partners and began their collaboration on Iron Man with issue number 116 in November of 1978. Michelini and Layton established Tony Stark's alcoholism with the story Demon in the Bottle, and introduced, which I do not have that book, by the way, and introduced several supporting characters, including Stark's bodyguard girlfriend, Bethany Cabe, Stark's personal pilot and confidant, James Rhodes, who later became the superhero War Machine, and rival industrialist Justin Hammer, who was revealed to be the employer of numerous high-tech armed enemies Iron Man fought over the years. The duo introduced the concept of Stark's specialized armors. The two collaborated on the title until issue 154, and then returned for a second run from issue 215 in February of 1987 to issue number 250 in December of 1989. Layton continued to ink and work on covers for titles such as The Incredible Hulk, Captain America, Power Man and Iron Fist, and Micronauts. In September 1982, he launched one of Marvel's first limited series, writing and drawing the 4-issue Hercules, Prince of Power. Its success spawned a 4-issue sequel in 1984 and a 1988 graphic novel, number 37 in the Marvel graphic novel series, Full Circle. Around this time, he designed the highly successful Marvel Secret Wars toy line for Mattel, which formed the impetus behind the 1984 Secret Wars event. Layton was one of the inkers on the Amazing Spider-Man annual number 18 in 1984, which featured the wedding of Spider-Man supporting characters J. Jonah Jameson and Marla Madison in a story written by Stan Lee. In February of 1986, Layton reviewed the original X-Men characters in the series X Factor, which he wrote and Jackson Geiss drew. Layton wrote the first 5 issues before handing over the series to Louise Simonson. Michelini and Layton became the creative team on Iron Man once again in issue number 215, February 1987. They crafted the Armor Wars storyline, which ran from issue number 225 in December of 1987 through issue number 231 in June of 1988. After Michelini and Layton finished their second Iron Man run with issue number 250, Layton returned to the title briefly to write and draw issue 254 and write issue 256 before leaving Marvel. A year later, he returned to the comic industry to ink Jim Shooter's Magnus Robot Fighter #1 from Valiant Comics. Bob Layton was one of the chief architects of the Valiant universe, along with Jim Shooter, Barry Windsor Smith, Steve J. Masarski, and John Hartz. He co-created a number of core characters, including XO Man of War, and later became editor-in-chief and senior vice president, during which time he controlled the company during its most profitable period. His first Valiant work appeared in Magnus Robot Fighter #1, May of 1991, in which he inked Art Nichols' artwork from Jim Shooter's script. He would continue with Magnus for 5 issues and produce covers to issue number 9, while inking the inaugural issues of Solar Man of the Atom, which he edited. In February of 1992, he co-created with Shooter and Steve Englehart and penciled the first issue of XO Man of War, after which he handed over the core art to Sal Velluto, but provided ink for number 2. The following month, he drew the cover to Dave Michelini's Ray, R-A-I. In August 1992, he co-created, edited, and inked Archer and Armstrong #1. Edited and provided pencil work on Eternal Warrior #1, and inked Barry Windsor Smith on Unity #0. Starting in November of 1992, he co-edited with Dark Horse publishers Mike Richardson, The Predator, Mangus, and that's Predator/Mangus, Robot Fighter. Okay, so I guess that's all one thing. Predator, Mangus, Robot Fighter, 2-issue crossover. Okay, yeah. In December, was again inking and editing a Michelini-written comic book series, HARD Corp. Layton edited TUROK, Dinosaur Hunter, Deathmate, and Secret Weapons before writing the first of 13 issues of The Second Life of Dr. Mirage. He was editing a vast array of titles during this time, for which he won the Editor of the Year award in 1993, as voted by the readers of the comic magazine Wizard. His workload decreased greatly toward the end of 1994, in large part due to the sale of Valiant, Voyager Communications Inc., to video game giant Acclaim Entertainment for $65 million, a deal in which Layton played an instrumental part. His story, concepts, and design work on Turok Dinosaur Hunter was utilized to great effect by Acclaim when the video game became the largest selling title in Acclaim's history. With over 1.5 million units sold, he continued to work editorially, largely for the new Acclaim imprint Armada Comics, for which he edited a number of Magic: The Gathering comics during 1995 and 96. He edited Bob Hall's 4-issue Armed and Dangerous, April through July of 1996, and returned to X&O Manowar, for which he wrote the final 3 issues. After a several-year association with Valiant and Acclaim, Layton moved to Florida for a short retirement, although he found time to write the first 11 of 12 issues of Acclaim's Dr. Tomorrow between 1997 and 1998, inking a couple of issues, notably number 6, which was drawn by Dick Giordano, who resides in Florida as well, and was something of a mentor to Layton. Then in 1998, the boy jumps around a lot. In 1998, he returns to DC, re-teaming briefly with penciler Sal Velluto on a story in September 1998, The New Gods, Secret Files and Origins, before collaborating with his fellow Floridian and artistic friend and mentor, Dick Giordano, on several projects. The 2-issue prestige format Elseworlds tale, Batman Dark Knight of the Round Table, was co-drawn and co-inked by both of them, from a script by Layton, and debuted a month after their 6th issue miniseries, The LAW, Living Assault Weapons, which ran from September 1999 to February of 2000, with script and inks by Layton and full pencils by Giordano. The two wrote a second Batman Elseworlds tale, Batman Hollywood Night, a 3-issue miniseries which told the story of a serials actor who became convinced he was the Batman. It was written by Layton with pencils and inks by Giordano. Between Elseworlds, Layton worked with Marvel Comics on an Iron Man reunion, which saw him produce the 4-part limited series Iron Man Bad Blood with his long-term collaborator David Michelini. The series ran from September to December of 2000 with art by Layton, and as previously, the plot was a joint effort, and the final script by Michelini. Layton then stayed at Marvel for a short time, teaming with Dan Jurgens as inker on Captain America number 38 through 50, as well as inking a short run on the Avengers number 44 through 47. He inked the Dan Jurgens drawn The Power Company, Manhunter, and part of Just Imagine Stan Lee's Secret Files and Origins for DC in March of 2002. In December of 2000, a lot of information on this guy. In December of 2000, Layton launched Future Comics with Dick Giordano, Alan, I think it's Berebi, and Dave Michelini. Layton acted as editor-in-chief. Berebi was CFO and director of marketing. Michelini was head writer. Giordano was art director, and Skip Farrell was the publisher. Between 2000 and 2002, they prepared to revolutionize the direct market system by bypassing distributors and selling direct to customers and shops throughout the internet. In August of 2002, Free Mind number zero was released, edited and inked by Layton, written by Layton and Michelini, and with pencils by Giordano. It was followed by another title, Metallics, before the company bowed to pressure and signed with the distributor Diamond Comics Distribution in an attempt to maximize sales while maintaining their independent approach. Ultimately, after 3 titles, the third was Death Mask and 17 total issues. The company was not making enough money to survive, and it folded with one announced title, Peacekeepers, unpublished. Layton's work continued to be collected in multiple trade paperback collections. In 2006, he produced a number of variant covers to issues of Superverse Comics Zoom Suit, written by John Taddeo, I believe it is. And in 2007, his work was featured in issues of Marvel's encyclopedic all-new official handbook of the Marvel Universe A to Z. Layton worked for Marvel as a freelance artist and writer on several projects, including the miniseries Iron Man Legacy of Doom and Iron Man The End. He continues to enjoy doing commission work and writing. So I'm going to go over just a few things that he has done for DC and Marvel Comics. So starting out with DC, Adventure Comics number 458 in 1978, All-Star Comics number 66 through 72. No, that's 1977, 1978. Batman Family number 18 through 20. Batman Dark Knight of the Round Table number 1 and 2, 1998-1999. Batman Hollywood Knights number 1 through 3 in 2001. Claw the Unconquered number 9 and 12, 1976-1978. Hercules Unbound number 9 and 10 in 1977. House of Mystery number 259 and 287 in 1978 and 1980. I would think that I have those, but maybe not. Anyway, Just Imagine Stan Lee Secret Files and Origins number 1 in 2002. LAW number 1 through 6, 1999 to 2000. Legend of DC Universe 80-page giant number 2 in 2000. New Gods Secret Files number 1 in 1998. Power Company Manhunter number 1 in 2002. Secret Society of Supervillains number 6 through 8 in 1977. Star Hunters number 1 through 5, 1977 and 1978. Superboy number 222 through 233. No, I'm sorry. Number 222 and number 233, 1976 and 1977. The Superman Family number 182. The Unexpected number 191. And World's Finest Comics number 251 in 1978. Then for Marvel Comics, The Amazing Spider-Man number 240, 262, 277, and 282 and 283. Also annual number 18. That was from 1983 to 1986. The Avengers Volume 3 number 44 through 47 in 2001. Avengers Annual number 16 in 1987. Captain America Volume 3 number 38 through 48 and number 50 in 2001 through 2002. Champions number 9 and number 11 through 13, 1976, 1977. Ghost Rider number 31 in 1978. Hercules 1 through 4 in 1982. Hercules Prince of Power Full Circle graphic novel 1988. Heroes for Hope starring the X-Men number 1 1985. Hulk vs. Hercules When Titans Collide number 1 2008. The Incredible Hulk number 230 annual number 7 in 1978. Iron Man number 91 1976. Number 116 through 128, number 130 through 135, 137 through 153, and that's from 1978 to 1981. And then he came back for number 215 through 244. He done number 246 through 250. Also 254, 256, and annual number 9. That run went from 1987 to 1990. Iron Man Volume 3, number 25 in 2000. Iron Man Bad Blood, number 1 through 4 in 2000. Iron Man Legacy of Doom, number 1 through 4 in 2008. John Carter Warlord of Mars, number 17, 1978. Marvel Comics Presents, number 11 and number 39 through 41 from 1989 to 1990. Marvel Premiere, number 47 and 48. And those were Ant-Man premieres, and that was in 1979. Marvel Superhero Secret Wars, number 4 and 5 in 1984. Marvel Tales, number 197. Hercules Backup Story in 1987. Marvel Treasury Edition, number 28. Superman and Spider-Man, 1981. All right. Oh, wait, there's a few more. Next page has a few more for Marvel. The Order, number 4. That was from 2002. ROM, number 59 and number 72, 1984-1985. Shadow and Light, number 3 in 1998. Star Wars, number 78 in 1983. The Spectacular Spider-Man in 1987, that was number 130. The Thing, number 23 in 1985. Thor, number 292, number 356, annual number 14. That was from 1980 to 1989. Web of Spider-Man, number 6 and 28, 1985 and 87. What If, number 33. That was Iron Man, 1982. X Factor 1 through 5 and annual number 1 in 1986. And X-Men number 105 in 1977. So now I'm going to show you the 3 books that I could find that that Bob Layton did the covers on. First up is Daredevil, The Man Without Fear. This is issue number 224. And if you look, I don't know if you guys can see this, but I'm going to try. If you look right there next to Spider-Man's head, that is Bob Layton's signature. Try to get this to focus. There we go. Okay. Next up is Iron Man number 140. And again, you can see Bob Layton's signature. On this one, it's actually, I'm sorry, didn't mean to move it. It's actually above Spider-Man's head. There we go. Excuse me. Very nice cover. Next up, we have Hercules, number 1. Well, I'm sorry. Hercules, Prince of Power, number 1. So I wanted to show you guys this one. I don't see his signature on this one, but that's a pretty nice cover. Oh, yeah, there it is. Well, it's real light. It's kind of an orange color, so, but I've already showed you a couple, so this is a pretty nice book too. Hercules. Okay. Okay, so that's all I have for Bob Layton. Please leave any comments that you might have about Bob Layton. If you have any information that I didn't share in this video, feel free to leave a comment and let the rest of us know something that I missed. And one other thing I would like to say before I end this video, actually a couple of things, but as most of you probably know, our dear friend OMG Chris passed away Sunday. And I just wanted to take a moment to recognize him as an incredible member of our comic book community. He was a great guy. He was so much fun. You know, his videos were just awesome. And I used to enjoy, you know, the mask that he used to wear when he would be visible on screen, and just his the way he did his voice when he did his videos and stuff. He was just a great member of this community, and we all loved him very much. And I know most of you probably know who I'm talking about. But his brother Sean done a couple of videos talking about what happened to him and so on. And he done them on OMG Chris's YouTube channel, which, if you don't know who he is, it's Old Man Gamers is the name of his website, or his YouTube channel. Old Man Gamers. Now, back in 2017, he had another channel, and there is still one video on that channel. I just came across it today, and if I remember right, the name of the channel is Old Man Gamer Chris. So if you look that up, it had his the background on it has Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles showing, and on that video that's what's in the background. So I was really happy to come across that. He doesn't show his face on that video, but since most of his videos on his channel have been removed at some point in time recently, I think, and there is a couple videos left on his channel of him talking about his action, or his statue collections and they're figure collection. And so he's got a couple of videos still on his channel. But I found that old channel that he had back in 2017, and I believe something happened. Somebody got into his channel, and so he ended up changing to a new channel. But that one's still up, and it still has one of his videos on it. So if you want to go there and watch that video, that would be awesome too, because you know, just listening to him talk about his collections and the way, you know, his excitability and his enthusiasm, and, you know, he was just a very charismatic person, and I'm going to miss him a great deal, as I'm sure all of you will. But I did want to mention him tonight in this video. May you rest in peace, Chris, and we will miss you greatly. Now, the last thing I have before I go is I got a book in the mail that I have been wanting for a very long time, and I found a deal on this sucker, and it's awesome because I would have probably paid what I paid for it without a signature, but this sucker has a signature on it, and I want to show that to you next. Salvation Run number 7. And it's signed at the top by my buddy Neil Adams. One of my favorite Joker covers. And I know Joker 68, he has this cover, or this book as well. So, and I don't know if he has a signed copy or not, but I wanted him to see this. I hope he watches this video and goes to the end of it, so he can see this book, because I am so stoked to get this book. I'm so happy to get it. And it's a very nice book. It's in very, very good condition. No spine ticks, no, you know, the corners are nice and sharp, and it's signed by Neil Adams. So, so as you all know, I'm a big Neil Adams fan, and very, very happy to now have that book in my collection. So with that, I'm going to end this video. I hope you enjoyed hearing about Bob Layton. I hope it was informational for you. Next week, I don't know exactly who I'm doing yet, so I will figure that out in the next couple of days. But anyway, that's all I have for tonight. Everybody stay safe. Wear your masks when you're around people. Keep well. God bless. And we will see you all next video.